guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, well, you guys can see behind me, we got the bumper back from my repair guy and he had this thing looking perfect. Let's go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. Now this bumper right over here, as you can see, there's a piece right here that's white and then there's green. Well, we bought half of a bumper, not half, I'd say about a quarter. So right above there, I had fur parts out of Sacramento, cut us up a bumper that they had for parts only. And the material on all these Lamborghini bumpers is PUR. So you can go ahead and get this thing done like this. We didn't need to buy a whole bumper because our bumper was actually really good. It's all green on this side too, and it's flawless on this side, except for, oh, that's just paint protection film peeling up. Little scratch down there, but that's not a problem. But the biggest thing is when we're painting, we can blend in over here so we don't have to go into the fenders. Now, up over here, all we gotta do is prep this up. It got welded with PUR material, professional weld, super strong. That ain't going anywhere. And man, he did a phenomenal job. All the body lines, everything lines up perfectly. Got the bottom repaired as well. So we're gonna go ahead and prep this. We also gotta go ahead and prep the rocker panel right over here. Paint that little side piece for the quarter panel. And then put all this back together, the whole front end. Now, another thing, this front grille is not removable. That's part of the bumper right there. So I try to remove it and it's not removable. It is all one piece. So we're gonna have to make sure we tape this really good. I just wanted to clarify that because I don't want people in the comments saying, why didn't you guys disassemble the bumper? Well, that's as far as it gets besides the parking sensors and the lights right over there. Same thing with the center grille there and same thing over here. Just this side has the vent. This stuff's removable, but the rest of it's all one piece. So we're gonna make sure our tape line's really good. Get all this thing prepped up, get it ready in the booth. Alrighty guys, so we've been spending all this time getting the front bumper prepped on this Lamborghini Huracan, and it's literally been taking forever. I mean, after all, we did save a whole lot of money, almost $6,500 to $7,000, but we have almost maybe 6 hours into this bumper from splicing it into one, getting the body work all done, making sure it's all good, all your high, lows, all that stuff knocked down. Now we got our rocker panel right over here on the stand. This is all completed, ready to go. This is gonna go ahead and go straight into the paint booth tomorrow in the morning. And as we walk outside over here, you guys can see, we got the bumper on the stand. And my goal over here is to use the sun that's up there shining to go right towards the bumper. As you know, we did the body work. The body work's all completed. primed, sanded, everything's good to go. But we do have a PPF film on there, and the goal is to get that sun up there to start shining on this bumper and hopefully get this PPF to come off a whole lot easier without having to use a heat gun. So let's see what happens. Alrighty guys, well today's the day. It is now the next day. We got everything all prepped yesterday. Everything on the bumper is looking really good, and I'm a very picky guy. I found one little imperfection right there. It was a very tiny little rock chip. Just filled it up with some putty real quick, waiting for that to dry. We'll go ahead and scuff that with some 400, and that bumper is ready to go. We're gonna be painting the door handles as well. We're gonna also be painting a little side piece that actually sits on the passenger side, goes in right there. So we're gonna have that sprayed in as well. And I've got the rocker panel as well that we're gonna be painting. So 1, 2, 3, and I guess 3 1/4 of parts, and that's it. This bumper just turned out so beautiful. Like, this was 2 pieces of bumper, and I'm just so stoked about how much it saved us. I mean, that was 7 grand of savings. Yes, I did have almost maybe 5 hours into this bumper total repair time, but I'd say 5 hours to save 7 grand is worth it. The bumper costed 500 bucks. The guy who repaired the bumper costed me 200 to plastic weld everything, and that's not plastic welding, it's polyurethane, so you got to use a special type of glue for it. Polyurethane rods to do the whole thing properly. He got all that done. That's what he specializes in, and then I just did the body work and made sure all the imperfections are taken care of. So about 4 hours and 200 bucks, 700. So you're saving about $6,300 in 4 hours worth of work. And man, it was 4 hours of tedious work, but I'd say it's well worth it. Let's go ahead and get all these parts into the paint booth. I'm gonna go ahead and just sand that little section down off camera, get that ready to go, and we're gonna start spraying this. Well, guess what we just had come in? We got our package from Safety Restore. Got our seatbelt back in for the passenger side that we had to actually take off. And so now we're gonna take this right over here, go back into here, and go ahead and install everything back up and hopefully be good to go. And just like that, seatbelts are in, everything's good to go. Let's go see if our airbag light is good to go now as well. Airbag light's on. And it's off. Let's see, make sure it doesn't turn back on. We're good. Airbag's good. Next thing we got to put on is these door handles. Let's go ahead and get those on there. Very simple. Should just slide right on here. They go right here. And the other side should just slide on as well. Let's go ahead and put them on. Door handle is all installed. Everything's good to go. Functions perfectly. Now we got the rocker panel up here. And then we got the front bumper lift. Wow, this looks so good. Rocker panel is on. Everything's good to go. Now we got the front bumper to take care of. We're gonna go put that on. Oh, we do actually have a little side piece right there as well that we gotta put on. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. Alrighty, little inner jam is installed. Let's make sure the door closes good. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, but wait, we actually have the door handle. Hopefully that closes. Let's see. Let's see if the door handle closes. Come on, close, close, close. Oh yeah, we're good. So rocker panel's on, the side cover's on, everything's good with that door, electronics, everything, mirror. All we have left, parking sensors, front bumper, and then go get taken care of these wheels and everything else, and whew, maybe we're ready for our first test drive. There you have it. The front bumper is on. Obviously, it's still not tightened down all the way yet, so we're still got some adjustments, but as of just being loose, the gaps just fell into place so perfectly. Everything's looking really good. I mean, this is awesome. Paint match, a success. That's where we blended right there. I mean, the paint was dead on, but man, that looks so good. Well guys, this Lamborghini project is looking really good. We went ahead and got the front bumper all in. There's like literally 30 bolts underneath that holds this thing. All the bolts went exactly in the correct spot. Same with the top and the fascia covers, meaning once again, not a single frame damage on this car. Everything lined up perfectly. Now if you take a look around, everything on this thing's ready to go. The tires are good, they're just low on air. But we got a set of new wheels from this thing, and Avant-Garde actually hooked it up with us, gave us a sponsorship, and got this thing all set up for us. So take a look at this rear wheel over here. The reason we're gonna have to replace it is not because the wheels are damaged or anything. Obviously there's a little scuff on that one. The sidewall is messed up on this, so we got new tires. We want to size up. Got the way better looking wheel, I believe, in my opinion. And man, the wife picks out all our wheels. I think she did a really good job picking them out. And what we have a dilemma though is we only have 2 of the wheels I got in the other day. So the 2 rear ones are in, the 2 front ones, they're supposed to come in here later today. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and mount the 2 rear ones. That way the car is now operational. And then when the 2 front one comes in, we'll go take the 2 front ones and line them up. And then we'll drive this thing the 6 miles down the road to the alignment shop. And that way we can get this thing aligned and hopefully start ripping this thing. guys ready to see what this thing looks like? Because it looks insane. Okay, here, I'm gonna turn around the camera. It's not gonna hold it off from you guys anymore. Take a look at the front. Man, take a look at those wheels right there. And then take a look at the Avant-Gardes. Huge shout out to Avant-Garde because they hooked it up with sponsoring us on this build. And man, it just helps offset that caliper so well with that exhaust right there. Oh man, these calipers aren't even cleaned. And keep in mind, the car was jacked up, so the suspension still has to settle. So once we drive this thing, it's gonna settle a little bit lower, and I think it's gonna look really good. The tire to size ratio to the wheel, 305s on this thing, it's gonna hook like crazy. And it just fills that wheel well, so good. Now we just gotta wait for the front ones to come in. As soon as those come in, we'll go ahead, take the car in, drive it down there, get an alignment done and all that fun stuff. And hopefully we can rip this thing down the road. Take a look at this, guys. There is no malfunctions, no airbag lights, no check engine lights, nothing. 11,000 miles, but the only thing that's on is a tire pressure light, and that's easy because all we gotta do is reset it once we get the 2 front tires mounted, and that's it. All right, so first test drive, and our steering wheel alignment is obviously way off. We eyeballed it, and that's why we're gonna go get an alignment. But we got a traction control light that popped on, and that's probably because the car is wondering why the steering wheel's crooked and we're going straight. So once we get an alignment, that should take care of that. But everything else is going pretty good, man. All right, so let's put this thing in Corsa. Oh man, the revs already went up. Make sure there's no cars. We can't be too hard on it, but oh my goodness. This thing pulls. Alignment is definitely off, but man, this thing runs and drives really good. We got to figure out that traction control light, which I am thinking is literally the just, you know, the car itself, but man, it drives good. You know, the steering wheel's crooked. That's the only reason I can think of for the alignment being off center. Temperature's looking good. Everything else is good though. Alrighty, take a look. Car is available for sale. Buy here, pay here special. Take a look at that. Thanks. Blue on it. Alrighty guys, so we are in the Lamborghini and we're actually headed over to my buddy's shop, the same guy who mounted our tires, and we're gonna get the front tires mounted as well as get this thing all aligned. So hopefully we can get there and not have any issues because our tire rod on the other side is a little bit off, but it's only a 5-mile trip, so we should be good. But let's go ahead, drive on down there, get this thing aligned, put the new wheels and tires on, and man, hopefully see how these front wheel fitments look, and hopefully they clear the brakes. So we're driving down there, and the only light we have right now is our traction control light, and that's, once again, we're going straight, and look at the steering wheel. So the steering wheel angle sensor would trip that, just like on the AMG GT. Once we got an alignment, it turned off. So we already reset the TPMS light as well, and everything else is good. Obviously no airbag lights, nothing else. The only light we have is that traction light, so we're getting somewhere. Hopefully after the alignment that turns off, and we'll find out. Well, take a look at that. There is no more traction control light on. dash at all, and the car, we got a straightaway up here. It's driving perfectly straight. Everything's good to go, and we have no more issues, no more error lights. So we ended up doing a great alignment on it. Everything was a success. Now we're headed back to the shop. Well guys, as you guys can see behind me, we made it back to the shop. Everything on this Lamborghini is coming together perfect. I mean, these wheels just make the whole car look really nice. Now, we do have to take care of one other thing, and a Lamborghini should have a proper nice detail done. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing all cleaned out, get it all shined up, and give this thing a proper bath that it deserves, because it's been sitting for a long time. While we're doing body work and all that stuff, you get a lot of dust and everything, and we wanna go ahead and make sure this thing's all cleaned up, and it deserves to be. So let's go ahead and jump straight right into that, get this thing all shined up.